We have an epic topic on our hands today on investing that most people don't know. Now, I'm hoping that you saw my video on the ways to invest money because that video lays the groundwork of application for this video. It's in the description below, so go check it out if you haven't. 5 things you need to understand before you invest up next. Hey guys, welcome back to Money Talks with me, Nabeel Khan, where we start a real conversation about money for you to build the right mindsets, habits, and education in your journey to financial freedom. So you've seen the other videos on this channel and you know what it takes to be in a position to invest money, right? So that means you know that mindset and habits come first, and investing for your goals is like protein and pre-workout to supplement a solid workout plan. Investing is to put money somewhere in shares, property, a business, and so on, with the expectation of making a profit. Investing is a must because we can't work for the rest of our lives and we need our savings to work for us. Why do we need our savings to work for us? Well, because if we just save money every single year, we lose value every single year to things like inflation. You see, the world gets more and more expensive to live in every year and prices go up. And to beat that, we need to grow our money more than that by investing. So before we get into the 5 reasons you need to understand about investing, here's a reminder. A habit of savings is what gets you more and more money every year, but investing that money is what grows wealth. Investing is not a get-rich-quick game. It's a way to consistently grow your wealth over time. You don't have to have a lot of money to start investing. Just start somewhere. Financial planning is not investing, guys. Planning your investments is a part of financial planning. So now you're ready to start investing. Chill out, dude. Before you select any type of investment, you first need to understand these 5 things: compound interest, your strategy, risk, time, and types of investments. So you might understand the concept of compounding interest, but remember how I said that human beings don't think and act in numbers? Take a look at this. Here's a compound interest graph over 40 years. Look at that. The top of that curve is the gravy. Now look at the first 5 and 10 years and tell me, when was the last time you heard someone complain about an investment based on the last 5 years? Now look 10 years plus. See how the biggest differences show themselves after 20 years, and ask yourself when the last time you heard someone say, "I've stuck to an investment strategy longer than 20 years. I'm quite sure you never heard that one. I hope you get that point, guys, because if you don't, you are going to fall for the next sales pitch that sells you on your emotional response to having or seeing a massive return in the short term. The only win in this game is to have a strategy. So on to point number 2, your strategy. This is an extension to having a plan from my video on ways to invest money. So what you have to do is define the goal and create a strategy. How do you do that? Simple. Plan for what you want and when you want it. This gives you a time frame to achieve your goal, and once you have a time frame, you can decide how much risk you can afford to take. You see, higher risk doesn't always mean high return. High risk means high return over time. And compounding interest takes time to show its face, so the earlier you start planning and taking action, the sooner you'll start seeing results. So let's take a look at number 3, risk. So when you think risk, you think danger, right? But really, risk is a potential of loss as well as a psychological response unique to each person. For example, I read somewhere that it's like surfing. The surfing community is big, but not all surfers ride 60-foot waves. It's only a handful of surfers that actually have the stones to go and reap the glory of riding a 60-foot wave. Now, when it comes to investing, the level of risk that you should take is dependent on your age, your personality, your lifestyle, and a bunch of other factors. There's something called a risk profile created and designed for every single individual investor. You fill it out and it gives you an answer, and it puts you in a category of how much risk that you need to take. Now, there's so many factors on investment risk that I can can do a whole video on this. So let me know in the comments below if you'd like to see a video on investment risk. But for now, to tie up the point, I'm going to tell you about market volatility. That's the line you see in an investment graph that goes up and down over time. And this applies to all places that you can invest money, so you need to understand it so that you can create the right strategy for your goals. Now let's move on to point number 4, time. Picking an investment option for each of your time-based goals should always make sense to you fully and should complement your overall money position that you're in today. For example, don't invest your emergency funds in a risky place, because what's the time frame of an emergency? Another example is sometimes I hear people talk about advice that they get from people around them, and that advice is put your money in the bank because it's consistent at 6% and it's the best place to put money in a recessionary time. Think about this. If this pen costs you 1,000 Rand today and inflation is 6%, that means that this pen over 10 years will cost 1,800 Rand. Now your money in the bank, you just put 1,000 Rand for 10 years, it's safe and consistent at 6%, is going to be worth in 10 years 1,800 Rand. And so you can clearly see that investing in a consistently safe place that doesn't outperform inflation is just going to get you nowhere really fast and wasted a lot of your time. Now this pen does not go up 6% every year, it goes up a lot more. And things like electricity, education inflation, medical aid inflation, and a whole lot of other things go up a lot more than 6%. Being safe over time in this example was consistently taking you backwards. So understanding things like time, risk, and strategy will definitely put you on track to achieving your investment goal. So now let's look at number 5, types of investment. The technical term for types of investments is called asset classes. Now, asset classes are just groups of places to invest money in that act similarly, and so they're classed in their own groups. The 4 main types of investment or asset classes are equities, shares in a company, stocks listed on the JSE or S&P 500 or any exchange. Property, real estate. Fixed income or bonds. And cash or money market accounts. Now, in most investments, you're either directly investing in each of the asset classes, or you have a mix of each of these for the purpose of not having all your eggs in one basket. That's what they mean when they say diversified investment portfolio. It's just a mix of one or more of these different asset classes in your investment. Each of these classes has its own risk and volatility. Remember, volatility is the up and down lines that apply to everything. Now, before you start investing, it's important to understand these 5 things so that your money can benefit from an actual strategy and you can take confidence in your strategy, and don't listen to any person that says put money here and put money there. That's just a recipe for things not to work out for you. Now, the best part about this is that you can learn how to do this yourself at the cost of your time. And if you're one of those busy people that don't have time, then pay a professional to help you and learn from them along the way. Don't just sit back in your journey to financial freedom, because that journey starts with action. It starts here and it ends here. And on that note, thanks for watching, guys. I really hope you enjoyed this video and you learned and are more confident in developing a proper investment strategy. Like, subscribe, and share this video so we can help one more person. Don't forget to click on the bell notification so you never miss a video, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.